Here's part 11 of the Haunted Forest Tour. My hair has a mind of its own, so I don't have the heart to fix it, so just ignore this. So Mark and Hannah, the employees of HF Enterprises, they're peering out these giant observation windows that looks out at the forest, the tree line where the trams go into the forest and disappear. Hey, I put treats up here and she keeps turning on my air conditioner. Can you? Right here. I got your treat. Right here, Skylar. Right here. Right there. Look at the baby. My apologies. The Leviathan is hungry. Oh my goodness. So Mark and Hannah were looking out at the tree line as these giant military Humvees, the makeshift rescue team, were rolling out into the tree line. And right as they met the trees, these giant ogres, 4 of the biggest ogres they have ever seen in their cryptozoological journey, came out and bashed these Humvees and bashed these Hummers and just womp, 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 just shreked them into non-existence. And they're like, oh my goodness, if the military finds out that this is getting out of hand, they're gonna nuke this entire place. They're gonna nuke the forest, and we're out of business, and the corporation is gonna be corrupted, and we are literally witnessing the downfall of our pride and joy, the haunted forest. So next to them, standing by the window, gasping and crying and horrified looks all over the room, are gazing at the death in front of them. And Mark and Hannah are surrounded by fellow coworkers and scientists who are gobsmacked. And Mark and Hannah just gave each other this look. And they're like, you thinking what I'm thinking? And they're like, oh, yeah. And they go to the back rooms. And surprisingly, it is not what you're thinking. Yes, they flirt all the time. And yes, Mark has a boner for Hannah. But my sweet child, they're like, this company is going down and we're going to take down all the secrets with it. So they go into one of the secret offices, whip out USB drives, download all of the illegal files from the company. They just collect all of the paperwork, digitize it all within minutes to collect kind of their own whistleblower program in case if shit goes south. They have all the files that they can bring to the media and everything that, if they wanted to sue the company for X amount of dollars to live comfortably, or if, rich people do rich people stuff. So they're just collecting all the files, everything they need, and they're stuffing that all in their pockets. They're like, this could come in handy in the future. Womp, womp, womp. And without anybody realizing, those two disappeared for a little bit. They came back with the rest of the scientists who were still horrified by the death they have just witnessed outside the window. Nobody realized that they were gone. You might also notice a lack of things all over my walls because I'm moving. I got a new apartment, so I'm leaving in a couple weeks. Preparation. Anyway, so we're back at the building, and my notes are all screwed up because I kind of listened to this and took notes. So apparently when Christopher was taken by the Eagle, Tina and Eddie were with him, but the rest of the group were already clearing the giant concrete building in the middle of the woods, right? It's hard to keep track of everybody. So these 3, the dinguses, going up the tree and looking out for whatever reason, and Eddie's like, after all this chaos and witnessing Chris being taken by the Eagle, I'm a dip later, Chief, by myself, which means Tina was by herself too. So Tina was left alone after Chris was nabbed. The other group, Lee, Mindy, Tommy, Barbara, are all fiddle farting around in the concrete building while Brad is being possessed by the mold creature. Lee and Barbara were venturing through the creepy hallways. So I think I have a layout of what's going on. So the rest of them were not around when Chris was taken. So Tina came screeching back inside of the concrete building, met up with Mindy, and she's like, your son's gone. What? Your son is gone. He was snatched out of the trees by a big bird. Fill in the blank of pure horrific mother screaming at the loss of their child. What do you mean he was snatched? He's a 30-year-old grown-ass man. Have you seen the sizes of these creatures, Mindy? They're huge. They make them big here. This ain't Texas. This is New Mexico. My son is dead. You're saying my son's dead. No, Mindy. Your son is... well, as far as I'm aware, he is not dead. I didn't see any death. I just saw him being snatched and carried away. So he's probably in a nest somewhere. We can probably find him. Also, where's Brad? And at the same time, a knocking at the front door. They go to open. They, as in Lee, the World War II vet. He answers the front door because he's like, nobody just knocks in the middle of the woods. Who is it? Boom. Red hair Jeannie. The 6-year-old boy, Tommy, his aunt. Somehow she got separated from him in the midst of the chaos when they were fleeing the trams. She's standing at the door. She's like, where is Tommy? Ma'am, how did you get here? How did you get separated from the group? We didn't hear you screaming. We didn't hear any noises of you approaching. How do we know you're you? There was trickery afoot. I'm a real person. Look. Skin. I have hair. Where's Tommy? I'm not here to freaking jerk around. Where's Tommy? But how do I know you're a real person? Just let me see my freaking child. My nephew. I've been through a lot, okay? Where's Tommy? He's in here. I guess there's only another way to prove because I have a weapon. And if you make any sudden movements, that'd be a darn shame if I were to... Tommy's in here. Follow me. Oh, but wait. Side note, as Jeannie was entering the concrete building, the proof demon was right behind her. From the earlier parts, when the tour just started, Lee the critic, questioning everything he's been witnessing, he saw a demon, some sort of cloaked entity earlier, and it was one that the tour guide has never seen before. And typically, if you discover something new, you get to name it. So he's like, well, this is proof. I'm going to name this the proof demon because it's proof to me that this thing is real. This haunted forest is truly haunted, or there's things I don't understand here. So apparently the proof demon can create mimic scapes. Like somehow it psychedelically gets inside your head and warps reality like a fever dream. To the next part.